this is my wife Mandy, and this is
Caitlin.
Caitlin.
And we are the Donegans. We're here today to share our story with you.
Our story is we met back in 2007 at Southeastern. We're friends and had a couple of classes together and became more than a friendship and started dating and quickly grew and became
We proposed. And then we got married in the spring of 2011. We were married for about 3 years.
3 years. And plans to have kids, and this is when we had this little one. And
we had Caitlin in 2014. What month are you born in?
January.
In January of 2014. So we were very blessed. After having Caitlin, we were praying for another baby, and we wanted to get pregnant. Didn't have any concerns or anything. Being that
good pregnancy,
absolutely healthy baby.
Everything was healthy. Everything looked fine. So we had no notion or anything that would cause us to think that anything would go wrong.
So we found out we were pregnant in the summer of 2015.
Yep.
And we were so excited. We ended up telling everybody the minute we found out on the pregnancy test. We took the test. We said we're not keeping it a surprise. We're going to tell everybody.
We didn't want to wait. We were excited and wanted to share the news with everybody.
So we told everybody we were pregnant. People were like, oh, you're telling people so soon. And we're like, yeah, why not? I mean, we believe this baby's going to be healthy. Caitlin was healthy. We had no thought that we would go through a miscarriage. Not even a thought of something would go wrong. We were so overjoyed and blessed. We even agreed we're not going to find out the gender. We're just going to keep the miracle alive. It would be great. You went for your 6 weeks of checkup to confirm we were pregnant. So they said, we'll see you in 2 weeks to do your first ultrasound. So it was the day of the ultrasound, and Kevin was out of town.
I was out of town for work, rushing home to hurry up and make the appointment. So I was getting closer and closer, and she's like, okay, well, the doctor's taking me in now. And so I'm like, okay, well, your mom's there with you. You're fine. Just tell me, she's like, I'll come back with the heartbeat and everything, everything will be fine.
So I went to the appointment. Sat in the waiting room, so happy, couldn't wait. I was, a little sad that Kevin wasn't able to be there. Mm-hmm. We went, put the stuff on the belly. They're looking. I was like, can I take a picture? She said, not right now. Let's make sure everything looks good. So the ultrasound tech was asking me questions. Like, it felt like an interrogation. Are you sure you're pregnant? Do you have these symptoms? Are you nauseous? Are you this? Are you sure that's your due date? And I was pretty sure, like I am the type that knows, plans, everything. And I said, yes, I'm sure it's the due date. And she's like, I'm not seeing a heartbeat. Your baby's measuring 6 weeks and you should be measuring 9 weeks. I don't think tears came out then. She just said, I'm gonna get a nurse, I'm gonna get a doctor and we're gonna see your due date. You go back in the waiting room. So in the waiting room, I could tell my mom was starting to get choked up, and I was just distracting myself with Caitlin. Here's a snack, here's this, here's that. I was numb. I didn't know how to react. They brought us in the room. The nurse practitioner confirmed the baby did not have a heartbeat. The baby stopped growing at 6 weeks. I just remember hearing my mom screaming, crying, and I just looked at her and I said, okay, what do I have to do? And she's like, well, I'm gonna give you a minute. I'm gonna let you, stay in here for a minute, and I'll come back and we'll discuss what we need to do. I said, no, tell me right now what needs to happen. And she said, we need to check your levels, your hormone levels. You need to get blood, but there's no rush. Just sit down. I said, I want to get blood now. I want to do it now. So my mom insisted on bringing me home. We live 5 minutes away, so I said, no, Mom, we're fine. Me and Caitlin will be fine. I remember the drive home. I was literally gagging. I could barely drive home. I was just gagging and thinking, oh my gosh, I gotta tell Kevin. I gotta tell Kevin, and Kevin's not home. And my mom's like, well, I'll call him. And I was like, no, I have to tell him, and I'm not telling him while he's driving. I'll tell him when he gets home. So I get home, and we had plans for Kevin's brother to come over and spend the afternoon with us. So I thought Kevin would beat them home. Ding dong, it's Kevin's parents, and I ran in the bathroom and I was like, okay, I'll put makeup on and hurry up and fix myself and they won't know. And I looked in the mirror and I said, I can't cover this up. I can't fix this. So I answered the door, and right away Kevin's mom goes, what's wrong? And I looked at her and I said, the baby didn't have a heartbeat. And her and Mr. George just began to hug me, and he said, it's okay, it's okay. And I said, and Kevin don't know, and I have to tell him now. I just remember the minutes seeming so long because I just had to tell Kevin. I had to tell Kevin. And Kevin pulled up, and he got out of the truck, the van, and he went to go do the trash, and I met him by the trash can of all places.
So I was pulling up in the driveway and was taking the garbage back, and as soon as I turned around, I saw her. She was crying, and she just said that the baby didn't have a heartbeat. And at that moment you don't know what to do, and you immediately feel like a rush of emotions and what happened, why, you don't get any answers. And so, all I could do was just be there for her and just be each other's support.
We stood there and we were hugging each other, and his parents were like, oh no, we won't do the plans we had. And I was like, no, we said we were gonna hang out with him, we'll hang out. And I mean, a little side note, it was so hard because we ordered pizza, and I wanted the pizza so bad because I was pregnant, and I was like, I want the pizza. But I could not eat because I was so sad that I was not pregnant anymore. I remember going through that week. I took the next day off of school. I'm a teacher, and just people would say things like, are you sure? Doctors make mistakes. You need to go back in a week or two. And then Kevin said he really wanted to do another ultrasound, and the doctor said that I could do another ultrasound because your husband wasn't there. And I told Kevin, I'll do it for you, but I really don't want to go through that again. So my prayer to God was, God, show me a sign. Show me a sign that you have my baby or you don't. Okay, just let me know. So Monday morning I went back to school. Everybody was looking at me like I was crazy. Why are you here? What are you doing here? Do you realize what's happening to you? And I had somebody question me like, you're in denial. I am quite aware what is happening to me and my body and my family. We lost a baby. And sure enough, on Tuesday, my appointment was on Wednesday. On Tuesday, we had signs that we were going through a miscarriage. It was a relief that I didn't have to do the ultrasound again, and it was a sign to Kevin that confirmed what we were going through. So we went through the process, and it was very hard. We were surrounded by friends and family. If you know anybody that's going through a miscarriage, a loss of a child, a loss of anybody, don't think that a text is too small, a phone call, a meal, a gift card, a simple,
hey, how you doing?
Yes.
So we're here for you.
A small emojis, heart emoji people were sending me. Kevin just having people, one thing that Kevin said he had to do because it just helped him was working out. He said, he said, babe, I'm sorry, but I gotta go work out. And he said it felt so good to work out. It just felt so good, just to release these emotions. Me, it was crying all the time, holding Caitlin. Worship was a big thing. The song by Casting Crowns, Praise You Through the Storm. I remember being in the tub and just crying. I never said why. We never said, why would this happen, God? Why us? What's wrong with me? I did this wrong. I did that wrong. Instead, we demanded God to show us that he was in this. So I remember laying in the tub and I was crying, asking God to show me he's here. And sure enough, that song came on, I'll praise you through the storm. And I just raised my hands and I could hear God clear as day. This is what it's like to praise me through the storm.
So that night we walked into Caitlin's room, and Kevin and I put our hands on her chest and her back, and we just felt her heartbeat, and we just cried. And we thank God for Caitlin and her health and our health. And that day forward, we never took advantage again of life and breathing and our heartbeat and how precious and how fast someone could be gone.
So people would say, oh, that's your story, that's wonderful, you know, you had a miscarriage, God guided you through it, shut the book. That's not our story. Our story started with us losing our baby. And what we mean by that is, we were laying in bed one night and I felt prompted on my heart and I said, Kevin, God don't want us to be quiet about this. God wants us to tell people. God wants people to know that our pain has a purpose. And the purpose is for us to share the story with others. So I was Googling things and I realized there was nothing local. And I was like, Kevin, there's nothing local for help or support or anything. And I said, I really feel like we need to do something. And I said, I came across October15th.com, which is the National Day of Pregnancy and Infant Loss. And I said, Kevin, we have to do something. We have a nonprofit that we give back to the community. Our
annual event that we hold is a day of grace. A day of grace. It's just to uplift children in the community. We just hold like Easter egg hunts and take pictures with the Easter Bunny. It's just a fun day.
So that was just what our nonprofit was.
Pretty much, yeah.
To give back to the community and love on the children. We didn't realize that losing one of our own children, we would then in turn love on the people that have lost children. So saying that, we've joined the National Pregnancy Loss and Infant Loss on October 15th. And last year we started our first Light the Night. We had over 250 people show up. We had a candlelight ceremony. We lit candles for miscarriages, stillborn. Maybe your kid was 10 and you lost your baby. Whatever age. We had infertility, prayer for that and stuff. So our pain of losing our baby went into having this event instantly right after. We had shirts, Be Bold, Share Your Story. By us sharing our story, people started to come out and share their story.
Because it's like, you know, in the world, it's almost like they tell you kind of, if you've had a miscarriage, well, we feel your pain, but you kind of don't talk about it. And we just didn't want to be like that. We wanted to, honor that little baby that we had. And we wanted
to... It wasn't an option not to say anything. It was almost like we were chosen to say something. So after the night, we had lots of positive feedback. Please do it next year. People from all over the United States were emailing us and
What is this?
reading our blog about our journey. I was in lots of groups, miscarriage moms, and I'd reach out to a woman and, complete strangers. She'd write back to me. I live in Alabama. I was told not to tell anybody. Thank you for reaching out to me. This means so much to me. So we just began to love on the people around us, and people loved on us. It was amazing, It was that, I guess you would say that's the way we grieved, by sharing it and loving on others. We talked about having another baby.
So
Kevin said, he's like, no pressure, we'll just go with the flow, and whatever happens, happens, We were very aware that March was coming up.
Yeah.
March was when our baby was due.
We knew it was going to be a tough month
To face.
So
I mean, I don't want to use the word scared, but I was almost scared to see March. Because March meant that's when our baby would be here.
Yeah.
God restored our March. We found out we were
So
pregnant.
on the same token, in March we were going through our baby's birthday that was supposed to be, and we found out some news that was just amazing. It was just all God, just his strength, his power. We felt it, and we knew that it was just perfect timing, because we knew March was going to be a hard month. And so when we got the news that Mandy was pregnant again, we were just excited and knowing that, okay, here we go, we're doing this again, and we're excited and can't wait to start
and
the
so
process.
much comfort.
Right.
People said, "Are you scared?" I said, "God wouldn't have gave us the baby in March if he was going to take it." I said that this is a sign from God. He restored March. We were scared of March, and God showed us that He was there. Here we are.
Yeah.
2016 in the fall. Our baby's due in November. October 15th is our event, like the night.
Right.
And how beautiful is that a year ago we stood there saying we lost our baby, sharing it with the whole community, and this year we say here we are with our rainbow baby, our baby after the storm, that God could restore you and your family. And
He answers prayers.
He answers prayers. Don't stop believing.
Don't believe it.
And lean on Him always.
Cast your cares on the Lord, and He will sustain you. Psalms 55:22.
Baby sunshine with wings.
Baby Sunshine has wings.
Yeah.
Where does Baby Sunshine live?
In the heart.
In your heart? How many babies do you have, Caitlin?
Yeah. 2 babies.
Where are they?
In your belly.
One's in Mommy's belly. Where's the other one?
In my heart.
In your heart.
My best advice is just hold each other, pray together, and you must communicate how you feel throughout the whole entire process.
I want to say I am so thankful to have Kevin. He was strong when he couldn't be strong, or when it was hard for him to be strong. And that is so important.
Be bold, share your story. You have a purpose, no matter what your story is. Your story might not be losing a baby. Your story might be you were addicted to alcohol. Your story might be that your mom left you when you were a baby. Whatever your story is, we want you to be encouraged to share your story with someone.